Welcome to Drama by Grace, where I attempt to give you a taste of drama in a bite-sized workshop. Today is all about acting up and acting out feelings and emotions. We're going to try and take it as safely as we could possibly go in the short amount of time that we have in this session. So that we can freely throw ourselves into each task, it's important that we warm up our minds and our bodies. Our first physical warm-up is simply about creating shapes with our bodies. I would like you to start in a neutral position. I will then give you a word. I want you to think really quickly about that word and get into a freeze position that you think communicates that word. I want you to use your whole bodies when you do this. So for example, if I gave you the word spiky, how could you freeze into a position that communicates being as spiky as possible? What angles might your fingers go? How might your face look spiky? Maybe not. Freeze in that position for say 5 seconds. Then I would like you to walk as if you are spiky. Then, if you want to, you could also experiment with talking as if you are spiky. How might that impact the way that you talk? Will it be long flowing sentences or will it be short, sharp, spiky words? The reason we are only taking a few seconds to get into position is because it keeps us more alert and energetic rather than overthinking it. Remember, this is mainly a physical warm-up, so by firing through it, it will just keep us moving. So it's over to you. Start in a neutral position and think about the word. Let's start with spiky. Twisted. Round. Narrow. Fluffy. Slimy. Now, one of the beauties of imagination is that it's not limited by time or location, which means that you can very easily imagine that you have a cardboard box in front of you, the very same box that I have in front of me now. And I want you to imagine that that cardboard box is on a table, an imaginary table, about waist height. And what we are going to do is we're going to act and react to what we pull out of it. Let me show you. And you can join in at any moment. I would like you to pull out something that is hot. Oh, it's so hot. I'll just pop it back. Now, something sticky. Ugh. Ugh. Heavy. Oh. Are you just going to stand there or are you going to help me? Yeah. Tickly. Goes through me. Now pull out something slimy. Ooh. Ooh. We will come back to some of the acting you have demonstrated in that warm-up later on. But now it's time to get that other muscle warmed up, the mind. Ideally, you need to do this in a pair. It's quite a tricky activity, but I have every faith that you can do it. This is called What is the Question? Stand opposite your partner, or sit, depending on where your scene is set. But for our example, we're starting in McDonald's at the counter, so I would suggest you stand up for this one. Assign one of you to play the part of the server and the other person is the customer. You can start the scene from scratch, or if you would like a little hook for your creativity, you might want to start the situation knowing that the customer is complaining to the server. We're going to use that to help us in our scene. You can only speak in questions. It needs to make sense and you can't hesitate. If any of those things happen, you stop the scene, you keep score if you're feeling particularly competitive, and then you swap characters and you start the scene again. Let me show you with my friend here how it works. Can I have your order, please? But no, you can't have my order because you've already had it and it's wrong. That's why I'm here. Are you the manager? Do I look like the manager? I ordered a vegetarian burger and this has got chicken in it. Is that from the vegetarian menu? Are you sure you read the menu properly? Well, of course I read the menu correctly. Are you calling me stupid? Can't you just take the meat out and have the bun? Well, I haven't ordered a bun, have I? I've ordered a vegetarian burger. If I wanted just bread, I would just go to the bread shop. I mean, are you not at least going to try and give me the product that I ordered? Can you not see we're really busy? There's a queue behind you. Well, look, I appreciate that you're really busy, but you are supposed to provide me with what I have ordered, and you have not. Surely I need to either get the order that I placed or my money back. So which are you going to do? Are you going to give me my order or are you going to give me my money back? Have you thought about going to KFC next time? Oh yeah, you're a vegetarian. Now, we would need to stop the scene there because I didn't answer with a question. So what you do then is you swap roles and then you just start the scene again. Have a go. Over to you. Here are some other scenes that you might want to have a go at, but remember, you can only speak in questions. Your scene could be set in an airport. You could be a passenger checking in for your flight, but you've forgotten your passport and your tickets. It could be set in a shoe shop. You could be a customer returning your shoes because you were sold 2 left shoes. Your scene could be set in a vet's reception and you're a pet owner. You can choose the animal and you need help because your pet has just been run over by a tractor. As I've mentioned many times before, improvisation is not easy. But add the complication of only being able to speak in questions, and it demonstrates just how good you are at thinking about more than one thing at the same time. Your questions had to make sense. You had to remain in character, you had to stick to the setting and not hesitate, and you had to keep one step ahead without losing track of where you were in the scene. We now move towards our Under the Spotlight activity, where we focus on feelings and emotions. We're going to do this in stages. Firstly, I want you to imagine that your feet are planted in concrete. Everything else can move, you can make sounds, you can even speak, but your feet can't move because they are set and moulded and bolted to the ground in concrete. I will give you some words, and very simply, when I say those words, you're going to express and communicate those words throughout your whole body. The only things that can't move are your feet. Feet in concrete, but I want you to show in your whole body the word excited. Angry. Scared. Hungry. Sad. Surprised. We're going to repeat the list, but this time you are in concrete even further. It's now up to your waist. So now you can only move the top part of your body. Excited. Angry. Scared. Hungry. Sad. Surprised. The concrete deepens, and now you can only act from the neck upwards because the concrete is right up to your shoulders. So if you start with the word excited and you're completely planted in concrete, you might act like this. Remember, the rest of your body has to stay still. And finally, you are completely covered in concrete. Don't worry, there are air holes so you can breathe, but no sound. You can't talk. You are purely relying on acting with your eyes. So how do you act just with your eyes if you're using the word excited? Angry. Eyes are such a powerful communication tool. I'm often told that you can tell how I'm feeling just by looking at my eyes, and I'm sure that must be the case for many of you too. And if you're on stage and you make the smallest change in your eyes, that can communicate so much information, and it can also communicate across a long distance as well. And you know what? I think it is the same in everyday life. Those around us who we trust can pick up what we are feeling simply by seeing it in our eyes. And if you have that level of confidence in speaking to someone about that, then I encourage you to go ahead and chat to them. We're going to continue that idea of how our emotions and feelings impact us physically and how we act. We're going to use the same words as we had when we were up to our necks in concrete, and we're going to add them to an everyday activity and then act it out. We will start with baking a cake. You can move about, there's no concrete involved in this one. You can talk. In fact, I would encourage you to talk in this one. As you bake that cake, I want you to act as if you are excited. Yes, I love baking a cake. And 1 egg, 2 eggs, yes, yes. Oh, they're gonna love it. They're so gonna love it. Oh yes, this is so amazing. We're gonna pour some flour in, yes. Mix it up again. Oh yes. Oh, look at that. Look at this. Is so exciting. Never go. Wait, can't wait. Yes, yes. Angry. Egg. 2 eggs. No, not 2 eggs. It needs 3 eggs. Of course it needs 3 eggs. Beat it. Yes, beat it. You're getting right on my nerves. You don't just have to bake a cake. You could still use those words but change the scene. It might be that you are gardening, you could be painting a picture, working at a computer, playing a sport. Just use those words in those scenes and see how you act. Have you ever walked into a room and before anyone has said anything about a particular issue, you can tell that they might be angry or sad or excited? Sometimes it's really hard to communicate how we are feeling, but we give away signals to others even through the most ordinary activities, and most of the time without us knowing that that is what we are doing. It can then often be a surprise, sometimes a pleasant one, other times a little bit more uncomfortable, when someone picks up on those signs and asks us if we are okay. If you trust that person, then speak to them. Don't worry about what you're going to say. Remember, they've already picked up on the signals. They're there for you. Talk to them. I need you to have to hand some kind of game. I've got Jenga. But you may have, I don't know, something like Twister or Monopoly, Kaplunk. Write down, or ask an adult to write down on bits of paper different characteristics. My list includes the following: somebody who is always encouraging and saying positive things, health and safety mad, angry at everything and everyone, nervous and shy, always sees the negative in any situation, bossy and confident. They're just ideas. You can do your own. Fold up all those pieces of paper, put them in a pot or a hat or a container, muddle them all up, then pull out a piece of paper and whatever characteristic is written down, that is how I want you to approach your game. So for me, I might pull out the characteristic of someone who's always negative about a situation no matter what, and then I'm going to play Jenga in that character. My friend here may pull out health and safety mad. So how might we play Jenga with those characteristics? Seriously, I mean, it's not even the whole of Jenga. You've only got like half of it. Where's the rest of it? I can't play. No, I can't play. I can't play with less blocks than actually was created for the game. Well, no, we can't have it at the whole height, because if we do and it falls over, one of these could do serious injury to your foot. I mean, do you want an injured foot? No, I don't think you do. So, no, but if I try and pick one of those up, it'll just fall over, and then we'll have to pick it up off the ground, and I'll have to go on the floor, and it's like all the way down there. I can't be bothered. What I am slightly concerned about is that this apparatus that it is stood on, it's I don't think I've checked that. I've not checked to see when it was last checked. It's just so like blocky, isn't it? I mean, yes, that's true, they're made of wood. That's not, we need to make sure that they're all sanded down, because we don't want you having splinters, do we? Because you get a splinter, oh, the pain is not. But I can't play this anyway, because you need to know about wood, and I don't know about wood. I only know about crisps, and they're not made of crisps. What you have to understand is that I have done everything, well, apart from checking the apparatus when it was last checked, I have done everything possible to make sure that this game of Jenga is in fact safe. I mean, such a stupid name anyway, Jenga. Who calls a game Jenga? It doesn't mean anything. I mean, you don't build something and go, oh look, I've built a Jenga. Well, I would hope nobody just pops up a building and calls it a random name. I mean, you can't just pop up a building, you have to stick to regulations, don't you, and the right measurement. And then when it falls down, it's just so noisy. Let's make it even lower. There we go. There we are. That's better, isn't it? We can play under those safer conditions, and we can have so much fun with 4 very low level blocks. Yeah. You can do this on your own, have fun playing the game, go through the list of characteristics and acting them out, or if you have others with you, you can play in a pair or a small group. And this can be great, as it will often lead to different characters bouncing ideas off each other. And the more you see them reacting, the more you will act. Can I just add something? Try and think of the game as a hook. Don't think that you have to complete a whole round of Twister or Jenga or a whole game of Monopoly. It doesn't matter if a piece on the board doesn't even move. What's important in this game is how you stay in character. It might be that you have a character that, like my health and safety mad person, doesn't even pull out a block from Jenga because they're too scared, they're too unwilling to take a risk. Whatever the character is, go for it, but don't worry that you don't complete a game. I know that it is really challenging sometimes to communicate how you are feeling, but be encouraged that firstly, your feelings matter, and that there are other people around you who genuinely care about the way that you feel. Secondly, sometimes life throws us some really big and complicated situations. Drama is a non-threatening, safe way of exploring how we communicate how we feel. I would love to go into more depth about all this, but remember, this is only a bite-sized version. If you want to find out more about what I do with Drama by Grace, please check out Facebook and YouTube. You can also find my contact details on there if you want some more information. We have come to the end of another workshop, and it is now traditional that we take this opportunity to thank you for your creative contribution, and we do this by asking you to take a bow. We take a seasonal approach to our bow today, and that is the season of summer. And we start with the offering of the suntan lotion, because it's really important to be safe in the sun. So you take a bottle of suntan lotion in one hand here and one in the other, and you offer out the suntan lotion and back. And again, offering off the suntan lotion and back. Next we have the checking of the rain, which you're having to do quite a lot if you're in this country. So you check for rain here, check for rain here, no rain. And finally we have our group bow. So just imagine you have people stood alongside you, and because it's summer and because it can get hot sometimes, it's really important when we are particularly with other people that we check that we don't smell a bit. And so this is called the checking for sweat bow. So check for sweat, check for sweat, and then back. And again, check, and then back. I really hope that you've enjoyed taking part in these workshops, and the videos will remain on Facebook and YouTube for you to revisit. The work of Drama by Grace will continue, so please keep a lookout for further resources over the coming weeks. Thank you for your brilliant acting. See you soon.